Hey, this is Greg from 3D Printed Solid. Today's video is on the rival Nemesis. We have two different designs for the Nemesis. The first one is an expanded hopper, and the other one is a front end for it. The expanded hoppers come in several sizes. On the left here we have two different smalls. The one on the far left is the original design and is a front-loading hopper, and the newer design right here, the blue one, is a rear-loading hopper. And the reason why we changed that is because all of our other hoppers are also rear-loading. So the rear-loading small hopper will be put up on the website shortly, but is not currently there. The next size we have is a medium, and then the large, and then the extra large. Now the capacity for the different hoppers are 75 rounds for the small, 150 rounds for the medium, 275 rounds for the large, and 1,000 rounds for the extra large. When you purchase a hopper, you'll get the hopper, and you'll also get a bag with some papers and two door lockout clips in it. Now you only need one of the clips, but we give you a second one as a spare in case you lose one or something happens to it. In the bag you'll get a set of instructions. You can either follow the instructions or watch this video, which will take you through step by step on how to install the clip and install the hopper, and we're also going to show you how to install the front end as well. But we'll take you through all the steps needed and show you exactly how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is take your gun, and we'll explain to you the reason for this clip. Is there is a door lockout mechanism right here on the hopper. And when you shut the door, it pushes this bar down and disengages the lock for the gun to be fired. So then you can actually use the gun. If the door is open, which in this case this is what we need, the gun will not fire because of this mechanism. So we came up with this little clip design, which is very simply installed. You basically put the groove towards this side. There's a little bar here, so you place that inside the door lock, just like this, where the nose is going through, and then push it. You can see it's up at an angle. You just want to push it down and wedge it onto that bar. And once it's on that bar, it shouldn't come off, but we do recommend you place a little bit of glue right here at this spot, just to keep it in place. So if something were to happen to this, it would fall off or whatever. That's why we give you an extra clip. So once that is on, you can leave the door open, and when you install the hopper, the ammo will just flow right down through, and you still are able to operate the gun. So we're going to remove the hopper. And we're going to show you how to install the expanded hopper onto the stock hopper. There is a front Nerf mount right here, which is what we use to attach as a clamping mechanism. This slides back and forth. There's 4 Phillips head screws here, and we basically just grab a hold of this very securely, and then the ammo is allowed to flow down through this hole into your gun. So we're going to show you how to do that. You want to make sure that this bar is open, so you can just back these screws out a little bit. And you'll see how that slides back and forth. Just want to place the bottom underneath and then up over top, and then hold that clamping assembly down. And you take your Phillips head screwdriver and just snug these down a little bit at a time. And there's no need to over tighten these screws. Once you get them tight, it will not come off. It will not move. It's a very secure mechanism. Okay, so once you got the hopper on, it's very easily to load the hopper. We have a little flip top here, and a lot of people use paintball tubes to carry their ammo. And the opening for the hopper is the same opening for probably the majority of the paint tubes out there. So if you're carrying the tubes on the back, you can load these very quickly within a few seconds and lock the lid back down. So I'll show you what that looks like on the gun. You put the hopper in the same way you normally do and close the flap. And then there is a Picatinny rail on the top so that when you're shooting, you can actually mount a set of sights on there if you want, or a flashlight, or whatever you want to do. And that's what it looks like when you're loading. Alright, so now we're going to attach the front end to the gun. It's very simple. And also want to mention we do color matching. So we have a blue that's very close to the rival blue, and we have a red that's very close to the rival red. So we have the blue design and the red design here. So when you get your front end, this is what it's going to look like. It's fairly detailed in the back, is because it's actually matching identically with the front end of the Nemesis. There's one locking screw on the very bottom. We'll show you how to tighten that up in a second. But there is 3 Picatinny rails, one on each side and one on the bottom for flashlights, lasers, or whatever you want to mount on there. I have a large orange front end for safety, and it's very simply installed. Is you want to make sure that your front sight is pointed down, and you'll just line up the 2 gun barrels, and it'll basically slide on there. Once you get it on, you want to take a 3/32 hex key, and in the very bottom you'll be able to see there's a hole in here. You'll put your hex key in there, and there's a set screw in the bottom of the barrel. Just put a little bit of tension down, and you just want to lock that down. Again, no need to over tighten it. It's not going to come off once it's on. So this is what your gun will look like when you're done with your setup. I do want to mention we have specialized filaments, specialized colors. If you take a look at this front end for the Nemesis, this is made out of a silk blue filament. These are not standard. All of these colors are custom. So if you're interested in these particular types of filaments, you'll need to send us an email, and we can get you a quote out for the specific part that you're looking for. So this is silk. We have silk blue, silk red, silk yellow, a number of different variations. And the second type of filament we have is, if you look in the back here, we have a Nemesis with a large hopper set up, and this has a color changing filament. Now there are different options for color changing. This particular one is from purple to red. We also have some many other colors changing from I think red to white, blue to purple. If you're interested in something like this, you also need to contact us for a quote on the different items. But we're just going to demonstrate with this heat gun on what happens when you either add warm water to the filament or some warm air, or vice versa. When it's warm, you can add cold air or cold water. And you see how it's changing from purple to red. You just want to be a little careful. You don't want to use too much heat, because PLA has a low melting temperature, so you do not want to melt your product. Usually water is the best method to use for this. So that's it for our current designs for the Nemesis. We may have some more in the future, so stay posted and keep watching our videos.